Hi everyone, Helena here, and today I am joined by the fabulous coach, mindset coach, business owner, entrepreneur, and scratch columnist, Zara King. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. How are
Oh,
you?
yeah, all good, thank you. How are you? Good start
Good.
to the year.
Honestly, great start to the year. Busy, busy.
Mhm.
Happy, so happy. Loving everything.
Fantastic. Well, you've started the year with a new launch, something very exciting, and another string to your bow. Do you want to tell us all about it?
I do, yeah. It's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time.
Mhm.
So I've launched a membership. Basically, in the nutshell, that is what it is. It's the Four Figure Focus,
Mhm.
and it is super special to me because I what I've done is I've packaged everything that I do with my one-to-one clients. Like when I first started coaching in 2021, it was all about the empowered beauty business. And I called it like the Mindset Accelerator program. That was what I did. And it was a 12-week program and it covered the four core pillars that I kind of identified, if you like, when I was growing my business and I was taking things from other like mentors and all the business help that I had and just fantastic things that I had going on in my business. And I realized and I adapted loads of things because I was a home-based beauty business at the time. And I was fully booked and everything after lockdowns and then when I was being asked for all of my advice, these were the when I was putting together my coaching program, these were the kind of categories that I put things in. So it's the attraction phase, the building phase, and then upselling and leveraging everything,
Amazing.
right? So, and obviously people miss these things, especially if they're kind of self-employed in the industry, renting a space or mobile or home-based. And so finally now I've packaged these things into training modules onto a portal, and I've got the membership launched with the community vibes and the chat, and it's just, yeah, it's all going on at the moment. There's a monthly call tonight, actually.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's the first one because it's just launched, yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Because you've been doing this for a few years now, and looking at your Instagram and your website, you've got some amazing testimonials from people in the beauty industry that you've really helped with their business, increasing their profits and just streamlining things so that they can work smarter, not harder, basically. So what's your background for people that aren't so familiar with it from the offset? What's your background and what's led you to this stage?
Sure. So before I went full throttle with my beauty business, I was in sales. So I have a lot of corporate sales background behind me, which I think is where that sort of came in and helped. Um, Going way back, I started a beauty business in 2011 alongside a corporate sales career, because I was made redundant. And so I uh, with my redundancy and some, and my own money, went and trained, started my mobile beauty business, but I did go back into sales because I
Yeah.
was too scared to just do it on its own. So
Mm.
then I was running this mobile business for 4 years, like full to the brim. And I was still scared, got obviously carried on in sales, had my babies, went into salon. And I'm trying to cut a long story short here, but went into salon, spent a couple of years in salon, had still the full-time job and doing the beauty. And then in 2018, I quit the full-time job and focused just on home-based beauty.
Mm.
That's where I was at. But what I would say is that that sales background and my entrepreneurial sort of mindset has just been in me ever since I could walk and talk.
Mm.
I've had businesses designing and printing baby clothes. I used to do things in school, like trying to generate income. I've been working since I was 13. And it's just always been a passion of mine to work for myself.
Yeah.
And then so when I went full throttle, it was like, this has got to work. And I took on all the, instead of doing more beauty courses, I really focused on the marketing
Mm-hmm.
and attraction marketing. And I took everything that I could and what I knew in sales as well, obviously, because I know a lot of sales techniques anyway. Um, but as you know, the online space is totally different, right?
Yeah.
I was in corporate, I was going out meeting CEOs all the time, and directors and project managers, but that was face to face. This is
Yeah.
online. And I was like a bit like, whoa. And obviously, if you've got a home-based beauty business like I had, you have no footfall. So
Mm-hmm.
you really have to focus on that marketing, and it's the first thing you've got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, anyway, so yeah, I did that, and then it went into I was also in MLM for a few years, well, for about a year or two, and that really opened my eyes. Although I didn't love like all the structure of it and
Yeah.
everything, I kind of really loved it. Was a product-based thing that went with the beauty, and I
Mhm.
really loved their online presence. Like they had to have this crazy online presence, and it really got me thinking about the coaching. And then I did qualify as a coach, and then NLP training came along, which is what I love the most, because all of my coaching is really, it's kind of anchored in this alignment of, does this really align to who you are, what you want your life to be like, your mindset, is everything in the right place before we start thinking about, well, we want 150 clients on our books.
Yeah.
Do you really? Do you really? What's really anchored like inside of you? What do you really want? And so yeah, that coaching certification and the NLP side of it was just, it gives me tingles, like helping people through
Mhm.
that side of things, like the internal shifts as well
Yeah.
as that. Because I think if you don't have that, if you don't have the internal work going on, the physical results, the external results, they just don't come as quickly,
Mhm.
or as, they don't feel as
Yeah.
satisfying,
Yeah.
maybe, you know?
Absolutely. And it's
That,
nice to hear that you have such a diverse background because you've gleaned so many skills from each of the roles that you've had. And
yeah.
I think in doing that, you can really understand what works and what doesn't work. And it's so nice now and refreshing to hear that you're now giving that information to people that are part of this membership program to kind of take on board and make a success of their own careers. And I've said it in a few interviews before, but I think one thing that within this industry in particular is that people go into it because inherently they're creatives and they love creating beautiful nails, or they love the aesthetic side that, you know, is making people feel good or looking great or enhancing appearance. But it's all well getting as many techniques as possible under your belt and creating these beautiful nails. But if you can't sell yourself and make a profit, then it becomes a hobby more than it does a livelihood. And there needs to be that shift now where nails are not just a hobby, they're making you money and you're not having to work all hours of the night to just to get by. And I think that's what a trap that a lot of people may have fallen into.
Think so. And, you know, there's this stigma about the industry as well. It's, you know, you don't have to be very intelligent to go into beauty or nails, or, and you just think, where did that come from? But I was told that, you know, like I remember growing up thinking I'm going to go into beauty. And then it was a case of, oh, maybe you should think of something more academic. And you just think, well, really? But the case of it is really you're running a business. So that business has got to be profitable. And if
Mhm.
it's not, like you said, you've got a hobby. And I think it's just the mindset of, the it's kind of like we fear the judgment of other people when we're in this industry too much, and it's a real people pleasing role. I say this in other interviews as well, and I just think we've got to step out of that
Mhm.
like image of it and realize we're just running a business. It could be any business,
Mhm.
but it has to make money. That's the whole point of running it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point? But you do get a lot of hobbyists in this industry, and it does bring it down a little bit. So you've got to almost be like, you know, find your path and make some noise and, you know, stand out, be a bit different and almost prove yourself, you know?
Definitely. And I take a lot of that thinking from your monthly columns in Scratch, actually. You were talking about, you know, making a profit and yeah, make it not just a hobby but a livelihood in your one of your upcoming columns. So obviously people can get snippets of your amazing advice in the monthly issues of Scratch. But with this membership program, if they sign up on a monthly basis, can you talk us through what happens, the information they receive, and how being a member actually works?
Sure. Yes. So as soon as you become a member, you have a login to like the back end portal of the trainings. So currently it's in its what I'm calling the founding members launch,
Mhm.
because the founding members, they are getting like me in their pockets at the moment, because I'm building this membership out. I really want it to be a place where people get what they need from it, not just like log in, can't contact like the owner type thing and just watch the trainings and be done with it. I don't want that. So you log in, you've got your trainings. There's a mindset module, which is very thorough, obviously. So this is me. And then you've got the 4 pillars. So you've got all of the attraction stuff, which covers gaining clarity on that, connecting with people, and then converting as well. And then you've got the build, the upsell, and the leverage. And then you've also got, so you'll work through all of that, and it's thorough. It's hours, and there's sort of 20, I'd say, and on average, a training on there is probably about 20 minutes average, maybe 30. Some are longer, some are about an hour. And that's because some just need more in-depth discussion, like explanation. But alongside those trainings, you've also got my pricing for profit calculator, which is an Excel spreadsheet all done for you. You literally just put in your goals, you put in your cost per service, and it will kind of spit out, if you put your figures in correctly, what profit you're making on each service. Everyone needs to know this, but they don't. So that's in there. The marketing tracker is in there, which is my daily method of operation, if you like. It's like, this is your solid to-do list, like non-negotiable for the day to grow your audience and grow your clientele. So those are the big kind of resources, but alongside that, you've got workbooks with most of the trainings as well. So it's just very thorough training. And then you've got me in the group chat at the moment. So asking questions, going back and forth all the time, inspiring people with voice notes and updates. Oh my God, there's so many social media updates at the moment.
Oh no, don't even get us started.
My message to the group members on Monday morning was like, right, guys, we've got this to do. We've got so my kind of input at the moment is really strong in there because it's so intimate. It's probably the most intimate container ever at the minute. And then we've got a monthly call, which is where I'll do a bit of training and then I'll have some Q&A coaching as well. Some months that might just be a big Q&A coaching, if depending on what's going on in the membership and chat. This month I know that the girls want to talk about profit and pricing. So we're going to be coaching around that tonight, and social media. And then so monthly calls, and then also a monthly challenge. So rather than me just sitting back and watching what's going on in the membership, I'm actually keeping people accountable all the time. So every month there's a new thing. It's like a how to participate. This is what you need to do. These are your action steps. And then I keep them accountable 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, homework.
It is a bit like that, yeah. But it's kind of like, depending on where you're at in your business, depend on how, how you participate in these things. But there's something for most people at each level. So
amazing. I love that. And I think these kind of programs are so important because definitely as COVID was happening and post-COVID, we have seen even more of a shift towards independent workers. So many people now work from home salons and or on a mobile basis, and it can be quite isolating. And so it's nice that you've created through this program a community where people can discuss, share ideas, share what's working for them, ask you questions. And it sounds like, it's nice that it's intimate, but there's that sense of camaraderie and community about it, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. And I think everyone needs that, like you say, when you're to be honest, everyone in there is a solo based entrepreneur at the minute. So yeah, it's they need that. They feel so lonely without having people to sort of like bat ideas to and from with. And it's invaluable, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And what have I mean, from past clients, but and also the ones that are involved at the moment, what kind of feedback have you been getting? What have people been enjoying about the program?
Oh God, I will say this, and I want everyone to know this about me. But a lot of my people, they'll say that they feel like I slap them positively. Because it's I want to put it out there too, because
Yeah.
we're very much like, come on, let's do this. You deserve to earn such a decent living from your business, but you also deserve such a fulfilling life. I don't want you working 7 days a week. I don't want you working 60 hours. I don't know. So I think a lot of the feedback I get is just like, wow, it's, a lot of it's really eye-opening stuff. Oh, I didn't realize, or I thought I knew more about this than I do. So it's kind of like there's this misconception about how you run a business, what you do online these days, and they think that they know a bit more than they actually do.
Yeah.
So there's that side of it, and then there's the whole like, I've really geared them up, and I'm, getting them to actually do what they need to do. And of course, they see the results. I get people quit their day jobs when they work with me because they run this alongside like I used to, and then they quit and they're like, I would never be able to do that without you. And I just think it gives me like, it just lights me up so much.
That's amazing, and it's nice that they can do it on their own terms and in their own hours, and having that sort of flexibility, but still make a living out of it as well, which I think is everyone's goal, really, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Like, let's be honest, we run businesses because we want to make money, because we want to have a good life,
Yeah.
you know. So, yeah, no physical slaps going on or anything, guys. But if you
That'll be a
need that,
separate
like,
conversation, Zara. That'll be a separate one.
exactly.
Different kind of video there. But
Oh,
that's amazing. So it's called the Four Figure Focus,
yeah.
is the membership program. And how much is the monthly membership?
So it's 47 a month, and Scratch viewers and readers can get a half price month for their first month at the moment with the code Scratch. So yeah.
Fantastic. So what I'm going to do for everyone that's watching is I'm going to pop a link to the program in the comments section. If you're looking on Facebook or YouTube, in Instagram, it will be in our bio as well, and it will also be linked at the end of this video. So, and make sure you follow Zara on her socials as well.
Thank you so much.
No worries. What, just a little reminder of your social handles that you use most often?
Most often at the moment, it's Instagram, which is just at Zara King, but it's ZAARAKING. People do get that. They're like, "Are you actually a double A?" I'm like, "Yeah." Facebook is zaraking.coach for my main profile, and you can find the Beauty Build community through Facebook as well, which is another thing just to touch on. That's where you can get, if you're a little bit on the fence, you can get my vibe a lot, because there's some free training in that community group as well. So that's a good place to start.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing the program with us, and that discount for all of our fabulous Scratch watchers. And everyone, go and check it out and sign up to kind of revolutionize the way that you work. And also, don't forget to check out Zara's columns in the 2025 issues of Scratch. Thank you, Zara.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.